Fire broke out in Kennewick yesterday afternoon with clouds of smoke that could be seen for miles. What led up to the blaze? Coming up. And Governor Inslee made a visit to Perry Technical Institute in Yakima to announce new renewable energy projects in Washington.
Some of our areas in a freeze warning again this morning. Light scattered showers expected later today. I'll get you and your family prepared with my first alert forecast.
From Camp KVUE Local News, this is Good Morning Northwest.
Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Jill Sperling.
And I'm Jason Valentine. Jill, we've made it to our terrific Tuesday.
It's a terrific Tuesday coming up.
And some wet roads out there from all that shower activity off and on that we saw last night. So it pretty much ran into at least the last couple of hours for especially the Blue Mountain region. We have another round today, Jill, but it'll be much lighter than we saw yesterday. Let's take a look outside at our, Columbia Point Skycam. Beautiful Tuesday, folks. Hope you are having a good morning so far, and I really hope you had a great Monday. So as we look at our radar, you can see the last vestiges of the shower activity that we saw overnight starting to move off into the east, and we still see some snow in the mountains. So if you're driving over the mountains, over the Snoqualmie Pass or over the Blue Mountain region, do take a look at conditions because they will be changing with more expected today, but lighter than we saw yesterday. So we're going to be seeing some sunshine today. We're even cooler today, mid-50s for the Yakima Valley. Again, scattered showers will begin as we get to our afternoon and into our evening hours, but again, much lighter than we saw yesterday. Around 57 for the Tri-Cities. Also expect 15 to 25 mile per hour winds today as we get to our afternoon and early evening. Then they'll start to wane as we get to our overnight period. So in my full forecast, I'll show you when to expect that scattered showers. We'll talk about those winds and the chilly April continues. That's coming up. But for right now, let's head back to Jill.
We have new information on a shooting that happened at a Circle K in Walla Walla earlier this month. 19-year-old Yahir Malgoza Ochoa has turned himself in to police after allegedly shooting a 20-year-old man in the convenience store parking lot during a fight. Malgoza Ochoa has been booked into the Walla Walla County Jail on charges of attempted murder 2, drive-by shooting, a minor in possession of a pistol, and carrying a concealed pistol without a permit. Well, you might have seen or even heard a fire in Kennewick yesterday afternoon. Several agencies responded to a large fire near the Tritech Skills Center in Kennewick, just off of Meadowline Avenue. According to the Kennewick Fire Department, the homeowners had natural gas tanks which set off some small explosions. One person was being treated for possible injuries not related to the gas tanks. Officials say the home is a complete loss. A man's body was found floating in the pond at Sarge Hubbard Park in Yakima on Saturday during a fishing event for children. According to the coroner's office, the man is believed to be around 30 years old and may be connected to a missing persons case. The deputy coroner says based on the autopsy, it doesn't appear to be a homicide, but they have to wait on toxicology results to determine the cause of death.
This one I'm sending to a different lab, so hopefully within the month compared to 3 to 4 months.
Authorities say they're not releasing the man's identity until they can find his family and notify them of his death. Authorities are investigating the death of a woman inside the Yakima County Jail. Jail officials say Clarissa Dittenholer was arrested on suspicion of second-degree criminal trespassing Friday and was found unresponsive in her cell Sunday night. They say the Yakima Valley Special Investigation Unit is looking into her death, and the jail is doing its own internal investigation. According to the deputy coroner, an autopsy found no signs of trauma, and they're waiting on toxicology results to determine her cause of death. Yakima County Sheriff's deputies arrested a suspect Friday in the murder of a woman in Moxie. The woman, now identified as 63-year-old Santos Gloria Reyes from Yakima. Deputies responded to the 2400 block of Duffield Road for a report of a man who allegedly admitted to killing someone. Officers booked the suspect into the Yakima County Jail on suspicion of murder, first degree, and concealing a body. Anyone with information about this case should contact Detective Beeler at 509-574-2567 or through Crime Stoppers. Governor Jay Inslee visited Yakima yesterday, stopping at Perry Technical Institute to announce new renewable energy projects and speak with students being trained in the kind of jobs needed to support clean energy infrastructure. Inslee also announced 2 solar energy projects moving forward east of Moxie along Highway 24 in Yakima County. The High Top and Ostria solar projects are expected to provide power to 30,000 homes. They'll also provide hundreds of short-term construction jobs and more than a dozen full-time positions.
It is going to be known as one of the most wonderful solar generating installations in the world. And we're going to have Perry graduates working on a whole bunch of these projects.
They expect to start construction later this year or early next year and hopefully have one of the projects up and running by mid-2025. Lions Pool in Yakima will temporarily close next month for improvements. You might remember the April Pools Day event had to be canceled due to a scheduling conflict with plans to replace the HVAC system. That work was pushed to May. The closure begins May 1st and runs through June 18th for construction and installation of a new air handling and dehumidification system. What if you could get your prescriptions filled while working out, all in the same place? Well, a Kennewick gym is doing just that in a partnership with a locally owned pharmacy. Pacific Clinic and Doctors Pharmacy have teamed up for a first-of-its-kind concept in the region. On the first floor of the gym is a telepharmacy. Think of it as a small-scale operation run by a pharmacy tech, but overseen by a pharmacist. They can help you order refills, home delivery, or prescription pouches, which organizes all your pills so you don't have to.
Time and money are the two of the most important things. So if you can come to one place and get your workout and pick up your prescription on your way out, how helpful is that? To see your doctor after you get done with an Aquatics class, amazing.
The Pacific Clinic also has a nurse practitioner for general health care, regenerative therapy, and physical therapy. Later on Good Morning Northwest, we'll have a behind-the-scenes look at that pill packaging technology and the goal to get more telepharmacies to remote areas. We'll return in just a moment, but first, Jason Valentine joins us live now for another quick look at weather.
Those showers from last evening have moved on, but folks, we have scattered showers today, a freeze warning to talk about, winds, a lot to talk about on this Tuesday. I'll get you prepared. My first alert weather forecast coming right up.
And along with death, it's the other certainty in life. Today is officially tax day, and if you're not quite ready to file, we'll tell you how to stay on top of your taxes. That's next on Good Morning Northwest.
At Honda, we offer complimentary maintenance for 2 years or 24,000 miles. Just enjoy the ride, knowing we cover routine items like oil changes, tire rotations, and multi-point inspections. Honda Service Pass, available to purchasers of all 2023 Honda vehicles. Get yours today.
At the Blue Mountain Station in Dayton, Washington, we invest in community. Our partners include Sweet Cheeks Bake Shop, Cedar Rain Spirits, Onyx Farms, Ray's Roast, Red Band Cellars, Bard & Bead Meadery, and the Co-op and Commercial Kitchen. We invite you to explore Dayton today.
Shelter. Out here, it's the most important thing. But the good thing is, my Ford F-150 provides enough power to keep working.
Get a great deal on an F-150, only at your local Ford dealer.
Total Energy Management has been serving the Tri-Cities area with superior HVAC service for over 38 years. Our priority is to exceed consumer and client expectations with innovative Carrier products in a brand new facility with state-of-the-art equipment. It's time to beat the cold with Carrier's Cool Cash rebate of up to $1,750. Turn to the experts at Total Energy Management and save on your next home comfort system.
Time for a new roof? Let Eminent Roofing replace it with a product so good you'll never have to replace it again. Our roofs come with a limited lifetime warranty. Never replace your roof again.
With the rain and wind comes roof damage. Don't wait till it's an emergency. Call today to receive 0% financing on approved credit.
So if it's time for a new roof or siding, let Eminent Roofing replace it with our certified installers.
Because when it's all said and done, this is the sign you'll want in your yard.
Try Tide Power Pods with 85% more Tide in every pod.
Who needs that much more Tide?
Everyone's gonna need more Tide.
It's a mess out there. That's why there's 85% more Tide in every Power Pod.
See?
For over 30 years, Denver Mattress has been crafting factory direct mattresses with innovative design and unrivaled quality, improving the sleeping lives of millions of people one night at a time.
And during the biggest sale of the season, save up to $800 on Purple mattress and adjustable base bundles. Plus, get a $300 free gift. Check out the Summit Firm, only $332.49, or get a Doctor's Choice Firm, now just $664.99. Plus 3 years no interest and free shipping.
Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right mattress.
That sound. Wolves. Boy, they sound hungry.
Load up, wolves!
Good thing this Ford Explorer has Sync 3 technology. Keeps them entertained on the way to dinner.
Get a great deal on an Explorer, only at your local Ford dealer.
Portion of Cap KVU sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
Welcome back, everyone, on this Tuesday morning. Well, your time is up. Today is National Tax Day. Tax Day is the day when individual income tax returns are due to the federal government. Normally due on the 15th of April. We did get a few extra days this year. The federal tax deadline was extended to today at midnight. That's because April 15th fell on a Saturday and because Emancipation Day is a holiday in the nation's capital, and that was observed Monday. And if you can't make the tax deadline this year, you can file an extension through the IRS's website, irs.gov. Well, today, new rules for electric vehicles or EV tax credits will kick in. It means that fewer cars will qualify for the entire $7,500 credit. The Treasury Department says 16 models made by Tesla, Ford, GM, and Stellantis, which owns Jeep and Chrysler, will qualify for at least half of the tax credit and potentially the entire thing. 9 models, including vehicles made by Hyundai and Nissan, will no longer qualify for the EV tax credit, although that could change if they bring factories to the United States. Coming up, Washington native and New York Times bestseller Stephanie Land was in Yakima yesterday to speak at the YWCA's Leadership Conference. And folks, I will return with your first alert weather forecast that is coming up next. Let me get you ready for your Tuesday. You're watching Good Morning Northwest. We'll be right back.
It's the biggest sale of the season at Furniture Row, so get ready because everything is on sale. Save on living, dining, and bedroom. Plus 3 years, no interest. The biggest sale of the season, on now at Furniture Row.
We're seeing customers come in every single day. Pros are using battery equipment.
Making the switch to battery was one of the best decisions that we made as a company.
We made the switch to battery-powered equipment to be ahead of the industry.
It's made in America, and I wanted something that was built here.
This is where the world is headed. It's better to be ahead of it now than get on it later.
Built for you. Built for work. Real steel. Find yours.
When it comes to supplying the farm, come to Northwest Farm Supply. Keep a flock healthy and happy with the largest selection of Purina around. Plus, all the equipment you need to keep the farm running right. And we have the best customer service. We really do. Northwest Farm Supply in Hermiston, Prosser, and Othello.
Chevy Silverado and new Silverado HD. Choose your own path with the #1 best-selling retail full-size pickup and see where it takes you. Find new roads. It's Chevy truck season. Get 0% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2023 Silverado 1500 pickups or get $2,250 total cash allowance on a 2023 Silverado with a turbo high output engine. See your community Chevy dealers.
Whether you're looking for your next houseplant, getting those spring flowers in the ground, or planting your dream garden landscape, Queensgate Gardens is the place to go. Queensgate Gardens in Richland. Let's grow together.
One day, I will rock that swimsuit.
Your one day is closer than you think. From fresh meals to one-on-one coaching, Jenny Craig is Weight Loss Made Simple.
Your one day starts today.
Get $750 purchase allowance on most 2023 Cadillac CT4 and CT5 models. Visit your Yakima and Tri-Cities Cadillac dealer today.
Angie's List is now Angie, and it's easier than ever to get your projects done right. With Angie, you can connect with top pros and see ratings and reviews. And when you book and pay through Angie, you're covered by our happiness guarantee. Check out Angie.com today. Angie, and done.
For over 30 years, Denver Mattress has been improving the sleeping lives of millions, one night at a time.
And check out the Summit Firm, now only $332.49, plus 3 years no interest and free shipping.
Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right mattress.
Live with Kelly and Mark today at 9 on Cap KView.
Now, Cap KView First Alert weather with Jason Valentine.
Good Tuesday morning, everyone. Hope you are having a good morning so far. Hope you had a nice Monday as well. So we have more scattered rain, but it'll be much lighter than we saw last night, especially along the Blues and the Mid-Columbia as we got to our evening hours. 15 to 25 mile per hour winds on the way today, and we're already seeing a little bit of wind this morning, and our chilly April continues. So let's take a look at that radar. The precipitation has moved off into the east, and we still have some shower activity, snow in the mountains. So if you're doing some traveling today over I-84 or over Snoqualmie Pass or any of the mountain passes in Washington, do take a check of conditions. It's going to be a little bit slick at best. So in our futurecast, as we move along in our morning, we're looking pretty good. We should see some sunshine as we get into our morning hours, but as we get to our afternoon, just small little cells are coming into our areas. So just little hints of shower activity, maybe a little bit of a cell coming through Pendleton as we get to our early evening hours. Then overnight, more or less settling down, but as we get to Wednesday afternoon, we could see a little bit more significant shower activity, maybe even a little rain-snow mix between Ellensburg and Yakima, and just scattered showers yet again. Looks like we'll finally start to clear up as we get into Thursday. Of course, we'll keep a close eye on that, but scattered light showers for tonight and for tomorrow. So that freeze warning, it continues this morning for Kittitas County and Yakima County. So that is going to be continuing also Wednesday and Thursday now. They just added another day. And again, freeze warnings, it's a warning for agricultural growers to protect their crops due to freezing temperatures in the overnight and morning hours. So as we move along in our morning, we're quite chilly this morning in many of our areas. Yakima, you're just above that freezing mark, so that is some good news. Could cool down though as we move on into the 6 o'clock hour. 29 for Ellensburg. Other than that, we're right around the 40-degree mark to upper 30s for most of our cities. So our temperature trend, we remain below our average. Looks like we'll get close to it on Friday and then a little bit above it as we get to our weekend. So folks, the average for the Tri-Cities is 67. So all of our areas, upper 50s, mid to lower 60s are our average. So expect to be about 5 or 6 or 10 degrees cooler than that until we get, looks like, to Friday. So a little bit warmer for our weekend. So winds are starting to kick up, 15 mile per hour winds for the Tri-Cities. We're in the upper digits for the rest of our areas. We do expect 15 to 25 mile per hour winds, especially as we get to our afternoon hours and early evening, though they will wane as we get into our overnight period. And speaking of waning, they'll continue to do so as we head along into our weekend. So tomorrow around 10 mile per hour winds, and that will continue through Friday. So a little bit of breezy conditions. So folks, today is tax day, so I hope you're ready for that. NFL draft a week from Thursday. Mother's Day, 26 days away. So our highs today, mid-50s for the Yakima Valley. We're a touch cooler today, 50 degrees in Ellensburg. Over in the Mid-Columbia, we're in the mid to upper 50s. And over in the Blue Mountain region, mid to lower 50s. So getting chilly, folks. So as we move along in our week, we're going to slowly warm up for Yakima. Back to those mid-60s for our weekend. More sunshine than not for the week ahead, but again, scattered showers expected tonight and tomorrow. Overnight lows remain below that freezing mark for the next 2 overnight periods. In the Tri-Cities area, back to the 60s by Wednesday and maybe 70s as we get into our weekend. So folks, get ready for windy conditions, especially as we get to our afternoon, and scattered showers in and out tonight and tomorrow night, and very chilly in Kittitas and Yakima County this morning.
YWCA Yakima held its 29th annual leadership luncheon yesterday at the Yakima Convention Center, featuring author Stephanie Land, whose memoir Made is a New York Times bestseller and the inspiration behind a Netflix series of the same name. Cap KView's Emily Goodell tells us the event is a fundraiser, but also serves to raise awareness that domestic violence can happen to anyone.
My daughter didn't learn to walk on that homeless shelter floor because I had chosen to bring her into the world. She took those first steps on that dirty floor because I had just escaped an abusive relationship with only a couple $100, because my family had turned their backs on me or couldn't help us, and because I simply could not find work.
It's a story Stephanie Land shares in her memoir, Made.
Even though my book is about the gritty work of struggling to survive, to me it has always been about a mother who wants what's best for her child.
Sela man Brian Harris says his daughter Emily wanted the same for her 2 kids, but she's no longer here to help them.
My daughter was murdered 100 yards from the police station. And I was in such a shock because we were the American family. We had a business, we had a family, they had grandkids, great lives, perfect from the outside looking in. We couldn't have a better life.
But it can happen to anyone.
Raise your hand if you or someone you know or someone you love has ever been affected or experienced trauma due to domestic violence.
That's in a room of 1,000 people. Multiply that by 3 to get the number of domestic violence cases reported to YPD in a year.
I know domestic violence, but nothing prepared me for Yakima.
Multiply by 14 to get the number of calls each year to YWCA Yakima.
Last year, the YWCA of Yakima housed 359 families in the 24-hour emergency shelter, but just as many families, unfortunately, turned away due to a lack of space.
The goal of the luncheon, to raise $200,000 to help them stay open and work toward building a new shelter.
I have heard these narratives constantly, being a single mom who writes about being on food stamps and then decides to publish those things on the internet. But what these people are really saying is, well, I didn't make the bad choices that you made. I made good choices, so I don't even have to worry about being like you. Even though it's not about the ability to make good choices, it's about having good choices in the first place.
In Yakima, Emily Goodell, Cap KVUE Local News.
The YWCA hopes to raise $200,000 at the event to help with operations in a project to more than double its emergency shelter capacity. They're an icon of the Pacific Northwest, and yesterday thousands of them were released into the Columbia River by local students. The 25th Annual Salmon Summit drew in kids from around the Mid-Columbia. It's a part of the Salmon in the Classroom initiative from the Benton Conservation District. PNNL scientists helped students tag their fish before they were released. Now they can track these fish as they grow and make their way to the Pacific.
Very interactive for our students here. Another thing that's really cool about what's happening here with PNNL is this whole thing is also simultaneously being live stream broadcast. So I was involved in helping to get the word out and getting classes registered for that. So it's been really great to watch those messages come back in.
That means classrooms all over Washington can watch these fish travel to the ocean. Local tribes educate the students about the importance of salmon preservation and as a part of their culture. During the 2-day event, kids release 4,000 salmon into the river. When we return on Good Morning Northwest, one Virginia couple celebrated more than just the end of the race at the finish line of the Boston Marathon.
The network TV drama of the year returns.
Put on a 3-piece suit and relax.
With 3 all-new episodes, including the shocking season finale.
Your dog is obsessed with me, Trent.
You have a lint roller. New Will Trent, tonight, 10, 9 Central on ABC and stream on Hulu.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Non-drowsy Claritin knocks out symptoms from over 200 allergens without knocking you out. Feel the clarity and make today the most wonderful time of the year. Live Claritin Clear.
Anyone can get injured at work.
At Bothwell and Hamel, we help workers from all walks of life get workers' compensation benefits.
Laborers, machinists, welders, carpenters, healthcare providers, office personnel, and more. If you were hurt, we want to help.
If you can't work, let us go to work to get you benefits.
Call toll-free 1-888-665-8630. Bothwell and Hamel.
Share your love of the game with Apply-Do from Kinder Joy. Scan your kid's toy to play basketball minigames that bring your favorite NBA mascots to life. Download Apply-Do from Kinder Joy.
This is a town called Basic. It's pretty hard to stand out around here. But if you pull up in a 2023 Nissan Rogue, you'll stand out before your feet even hit the pavement.
Can you make mine look like that?
Anything but basic. The 2023 Nissan Rogue. Get a low $399 per month lease on Rogue or get 0% financing for 36 months on select models.
And now please welcome Anna Montoya.
Hello there, fellow students.
Time for a new roof? Let Eminent Roofing replace it with the product so good you'll never have to replace it again. Our roofs come with the limited lifetime warranty. Never replace your roof again.
With the rain and wind comes roof damage. Don't wait till it's an emergency. Call today to receive 0% financing on approved credit.
So if it's time for a new roof or siding, let Eminent Roofing replace it with our certified installers.
Because when it's all said and done, this is the sign you'll want in your yard.
You can prepare as much as possible, but whatever you imagine, something else will happen. Patty and I have been together since 1984. Patty got diagnosed with Parkinson's in 2012. Having a caregiver helps with still being in a relationship. There's all sorts of expenses. Renting the bed and the tilt and space wheelchair. The money's going to be there, just like health insurance, and hopefully you don't ever have to use it. Walk Cares will help you take care of yourself.
Portion of Cap KV sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
Welcome back. When you're lucky in love, it deserves to be celebrated in a special way. A Virginia couple renewed their vows Sunday near the finish line of the Boston Marathon.
All right, Tim Sir and Sherry Rose, well, they wore unicorn costumes to honor the Boston Athletic Association's symbol of the mythical creature. Okay. The organization puts on the marathon and chose the unicorn mascot back in 1980 when the club held its first organized track and field competition.
The couple wanted to marry at the finish line back in 2020, but the COVID-19 pandemic derailed those plans. They ended up getting married in 2021 and chose this year's Boston Marathon to renew their vows. It's Sir's third Boston Marathon. And you know, they don't even look tired.
They don't, and I must, yeah, he's got the energy to pick her up. I must say, I hope those outfits are not rentals.
Ooh.
Could you imagine returning a rental after running it?
After a marathon?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Gross. But anyways, congratulations to them. Quick look outside, everyone. I have your first alert weather forecast with a freeze warning this morning. We have winds on the way and more scattered showers tonight. I'll get you ready for your Tuesday coming right up.
And coming up on Good Morning Northwest, a Missouri homeowner is facing charges accused of shooting a 16-year-old black boy who accidentally showed up on his doorstep. And with the deadline for addressing the debt limit looming, Republican leaders and the Biden administration still can't come to an agreement.
In today's Tech Bites, YouTube has unveiled new policies to deal with content related to eating disorders. The guidelines will block videos featuring binging, purging, excessive calorie counting, and related behaviors. And content about eating disorders in the context of recovery will come with age restrictions. Next, the new products expected to be unveiled at next month's Google Developers Conference. First, the Pixel Fold. It's meant to compete with Samsung's foldable device. Insiders also say the Pixel 7a will be introduced, which is a budget version of the Pixel 7. And Spectrum has officially taken over the lead in the internet speed wars. The company is now the nation's fastest internet service provider. Spectrum has a download speed of just under 235 megabytes per second that just edged out previous leader Xfinity, which reminds me, I think I need to break up with my service provider. There's no real connection. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
Hi, I keep my home fresh with Febreze Fade to Fi Plug.
And I use this.
Febreze has a microchip to digitally control how much scent is released so it doesn't fade.
Oh, does mine have a microchip?
Oh, Febreze smells first day fresh for 50 days.
That is a shockingly long time.
Febreze also has a refill reminder light.
It even reminds you to refill it?
So I never miss a day of freshness.
Your home is so fresh.
Upgrade to Febreze Plug.
With Allegra, allergies don't hold us back. Allegra starts working 2 times faster than Claritin. And unlike Zyrtec, it won't make us drowsy. Allegra gives you the fastest, non-drowsy 24-hour allergy relief so you can live your greatness.
Breakfast sounds better together, doesn't it?
Make it even more special with the hazelnut and cocoa taste of Nutella. Nutella, wake up to wow.
A 16-year-old Missouri boy shot for accidentally showing up at the wrong address is out of the hospital and on the way to recovery. But the man accused of shooting him is now facing charges. And the Supreme Court is scheduled to hear arguments this week about how much an employer has to accommodate their employees' religious beliefs.
Folks, some areas in a freeze warning again this morning. Light scattered showers later today. I'll get you and your family prepared with my first alert forecast for this Tuesday.
From Camp KVUE Local News, this is Good Morning Northwest.
Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Jill Sperling.
And I'm Jason Valentine. It's Taco Tuesday.
Yes, it is.
I love it. It's tax day as well.
I know.
My goodness.
And we're already in the second half of April.
We're just chugging towards being a third done with 2023.
Oh, wow. That's crazy to think about. Yeah.
But that's why I'm here. I think about weird things like that. Let's take a look outside. I'm also here to get you ready for your day. We have a pretty calm morning after shower activity throughout many of our areas last night. Heavy at times. Now, we do expect more scattered showers tonight, but they're going to be much lighter than we saw last night. We're still seeing shower activities in the snow variety for the Cascades. So if you're traveling through the Cascades, make sure you check on current conditions. It is moving past the Blue Mountain region as we're moving along in the morning. So for Yakima, we're going to be seeing highs just like a degree cooler than yesterday, right in those mid 50. So we do expect some sunshine today, but a chance of very quick scattered showers as we get to our afternoon and evening hours. It's the same story for the Tri-Cities. Also, we have 15 to 25 mile-per-hour winds expected, especially in the afternoon to early evening. They'll wane in our overnight period. Walla Walla right in the mid-50s. So folks, we're staying around 10 degrees cooler than we should for this time of year. So coming up, we're going to talk about the timing of that scattered showers, talk about those winds, and the chilly April continues. That's my full forecast coming up, but for right now, let's send it back to Jill.
Now to the charges against a Missouri homeowner accused of shooting a black teenager who showed up at his door by mistake. 16-year-old Ralph Yarl is now out of the hospital, recovering from 2 bullet wounds, including one to the head, after mixing up an address. The homeowner is facing 2 felony counts, and the prosecutor believes race may have been a factor. Here's ABC's Andrew Dimbert.
This is the 84-year-old Kansas City man who could now face the rest of his life in prison. Police say he shot 16-year-old Ralph Yarl after the teen showed up at the wrong house to pick up his younger brothers. Prosecutors describe a racial component to the shooting, but they're not elaborating.
We understand how frustrating this has been, but I can assure you that the criminal justice system is working and will continue to work.
Yarl's family says they sent him to pick up his brothers at 115th Terrace in Kansas City, but he accidentally went to a home on 115th Street. According to the arrest warrant, after Yarl rang the doorbell, Andrew Lester shot him in the head through the glass door and then again in the arm. At one point, Lester allegedly yelled, "Don't come around here."
He saw my nephew there. He looked my nephew in the eye, told him, "Don't ever come back here again," while he shot him in the head. My nephew fell to the ground, and he shot him again.
Yarl ran for help, but his family says he was turned away by neighbors 3 times. He was rushed to the hospital after officers arrived and is now recovering at home.
Ralph is a miracle, because Thursday night was supposed to be the end of him.
Authorities say Lester told them he thought someone was breaking into his house and repeatedly expressed concern for Yarl after the shooting. Police initially detained Lester for questioning and let him go, sparking protests in the city.
This should not be the fate of black children!
Prosecutors say no hate crime charge will be filed because in Missouri, hate crime charges carry a lower range of penalties than the 2 felonies Lester now faces. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
Prosecutors defended their delay in arresting Lester, saying officials wanted to thoroughly review the case. How far does your employer have to go in order to accommodate your religious practice? That's the question at the heart of a case before the Supreme Court this week. Today, the justices will hear arguments from the U.S. Postal Service and a former mail carrier who says he faced discipline and finally resigned for refusing to work on Sundays because of his religious beliefs. Gerald Groff says he specifically looked for a job that would fit his schedule, including giving him time to worship. But then he says the Postal Service signed a contract to deliver packages for Amazon on Sundays.
It's a day we set aside to honor God, to worship God, to come together as believers. And it's really the whole day. It's not just the morning and then go to work or something like that for myself. To give that up, to deliver Amazon packages, would be to give up everything that we believe in.
The Postal Service says constantly giving Groff Sundays off would be an undue hardship since they were short-staffed and the accommodation was causing resentment among other mail carriers. They're expected to argue that when one person's religious accommodation has a negative impact on multiple other employees, that a business should not have to comply. Discussions about the U.S. debt ceiling remain grounded. Republican leaders and the Biden White House still at odds on the matter, and the deadline to come up with a solution keeps inching closer. John Lawrence reports.
Republican leaders in the House say the U.S. has more than 31 trillion reasons to tighten the purse strings.
Our national debt is too high, far too high. And the problem is getting worse, not better.
House Speaker Kevin McCarthy previewed a plan that calls for lifting the debt ceiling for 1 year. It'll contain spending cuts and revenue raisers that he says will limit Washington spending, save taxpayers money, and grow the economy.
President Biden has maxed out the nation's credit card. He's done it by reckless spending. And here we're going to be rolling out a plan to address that problem.
The White House blasted House Republicans in a tweet saying they're, quote, holding the economy hostage by using the debt ceiling as a way to trigger spending cuts.
I'll be blunt. If Speaker McCarthy continues in this direction, we are headed to default.
During an appearance on Fox News Monday, McCarthy wouldn't say if he had enough votes in the narrowly divided chamber to raise the debt limit. Now, while there's no official date as for when the U.S. could possibly default if the debt ceiling isn't boosted, officials say it could happen within months.
Republicans should work with Democrats in good faith to avoid default together, just as we did under President Trump. Just as what President Reagan talked about. No blackmail, no brinksmanship, no default.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
So far, there's been no official estimate on the amount of cuts and revenue raisers the Republicans are asking for. But according to a source, they're looking for somewhere between $3 to $4 trillion worth of budget savings over a 10-year period. Jason Valentine is here now with a look at your forecast.
Starting to see a little light on this Tuesday morning. Folks, we've got a lot to talk about. Winds, freeze warning, and more scattered showers. It's coming up in my first alert weather forecast. That's coming right up.
And Hollywood could be in trouble as it faces a looming writers' strike.
Next ET.
Hello, I'm Clay Aiken. And I'm Ruben Studdard. And we are spilling the ET.
The Idol alums on their 20-year friendship.
So what was your first impression of me?
Next ET.
Tonight at 7 on Cap KVU.
Make an experience this weekend to Vapiano. Relax in the country, experience the wine, and share in the joy. Vapiano awaits you and your friends. Make it a day to remember. Vapiano Estate and Winery. Slow down, enjoy the journey.
Smoke City for Less is your one-stop shop in Kennewick, Richland, Pasco, Hermiston, and West Richland. Every location is conveniently located and gives you the lowest prices and largest selection of vape mods, the best batteries, tobacco products, kratom, and specialty products too. We have something for everyone, including gift cards for any occasion. Check out the specials and deals today. Open 7 days a week in 5 locations: Kennewick, Richland, Pasco, Hermiston, and West Richland. Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
Shelter. Out here, it's the most important thing. But the good thing is, my Ford F-150 provides enough power to keep working.
Get a great deal on an F-150, only at your local Ford dealer.
No matter what type of dog you have, or cat you have, Frontline Plus lets you take them everywhere, no matter how you define it. Frontline, the #1 name in flea and tick protection.
At Affordable Dentures and Implants, we believe in the healing power of a new smile, the way it makes you look and feel, the way a smile lights up a room, so people can see the best version of you, which is why we make new smiles affordable for everyone, so you don't need to wait another day to get your smile back. Scan the QR code to learn more. or visit affordabledentures.com.
Go ahead and smile.
For over 30 years, Denver Mattress has been crafting factory direct mattresses with innovative design and unrivaled quality, improving the sleeping lives of millions of people one night at a time. And during the biggest sale of the season, save up to $800 on Purple mattress and adjustable base bundles, plus get a $300 free gift. Check out the Summit Firm, only $332.49, or get a Doctor's Choice Firm, now just $664.99, plus 3 years no interest and free shipping. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right mattress.
That sound. Wolves. Boy, they sound hungry.
Load up, wolves!
Good thing this Ford Explorer has Sync 3 technology. Keeps them entertained on the way to dinner.
Get a great deal on an Explorer, only at your local Ford dealer.
Priyanka Chopra's Spy Game with Richard Madden.
Are you ready?
We hit London with the stars of Citadel, their intense stunt training, and Priyanka's emotional trip to India with her baby girl. Next Extra.
Tonight at 7:30 on Cap KView.
Live with Kelly and Mark today at 9 on Cap KView.
It's 5:40 on this Tuesday morning. Well, actor Jamie Foxx is still in a Georgia hospital nearly a week after experiencing what his daughter called a medical complication. That's according to a source with knowledge of the matter. Foxx's daughter, Kareen, didn't provide any details about the health emergency in her social media post last week, other than writing that he was, quote, on his way to recovery. The actor was filming the Netflix movie Back in Action in Atlanta alongside Cameron Diaz. A source has previously said that the medical incident did not happen on set, nor did he need to be transported in an emergency vehicle. Meanwhile, a separate source close to the production has previously said that filming is expected to wrap up this week, but did not say if Fox is expected back on set. Well, Hollywood is facing a real-life drama in the movie and television industry is staring at a possibility of a writer's strike. Members of the Writers Guild of America voted overwhelmingly to strike when their contract expires on May 1st. The WGA has more than 11,000 members. The union is seeking more pay and better health and pension benefits. The Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers says it is trying to work out a fair contract and avoid a strike. The WGA previously went on strike in 2007. That walkout lasted 100 days and forced most of Hollywood to shut down production. Coming up, after nearly 30 years after her death, the trial of a man accused of murdering a Washington teenager in 1991 begins. And folks, I will return with your first alert weather forecast on this Tuesday. You're watching Good Morning Northwest. Folks, we'll be right back.
Live with Kelly and Mark today at 9 on Cap KView.
Is it too late to call in sick?
No sick days for rookies.
Simone, there's no way you can catch him.
Sure about that?
April is National Foot and Ankle Health Awareness Month. To avoid brittle nails and fungus, give your toenails frequent polish breaks. Get more at yaktrinews.com.
Prosser Orthopedic Center podiatrist Dr. Jared Clifford is accepting new patients. This is how we care.
Your roof protects your home and family every day. Shouldn't it be the best roof possible? With Air Roofing, a family-owned business in Prosser, you'll see why our customer reviews speak for themselves. No job too small, big enough to take care of your roofing needs. Air Roofing, a company built on quality and reputation.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, deep breaths and watch your speed. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So it's right here.
During our spring tire sale, we watch out for your wallet too. Save up to $175 when you buy select tires with financing. Les Schwab Tires.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Now through June 30th, receive rebates up to $2,100 off on a new Daikin Fit system when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air.
Woo! Zip line at Triple Play, baby! I don't have wings, but I'm flying! Look, I'm a pterodactyl! Ah! Spoiler alert! It goes backwards too! Hey, Astrid! What's up, girl? Oh, me? Just sipping along on the zip train.
Triple Play has fun for everyone, including the brand new zipline ride. And it's all attached to a cozy hotel.
You know I'm gonna give this 2 talons up.
When you own a Ford, you get more than a vehicle. You get the benefit of having your vehicle picked up for service.
Here for the Explorer. There you go. All right, we'll get it right back to you.
This is U-Mode.
All the convenience of owning a Ford with a local partner. Corwin Ford Tri-Cities.
Next ET.
Hello, I'm Clay Aiken. And I'm Ruben Studdard. And we are spilling the ET.
The Idol alums on their 20-year friendship.
So what was your first impression of me?
Next ET.
Tonight at 7 on Cap KView. Now, Cap KView First Alert Weather with Jason Valentine.
Good Tuesday morning, everyone. Hope you're having a good morning so far. So yes, we do have the return of scattered rain tonight, but it's going to be pretty much light, much lighter than we saw last night, especially Blue Mountain region and in the Mid-Columbia. We do have winds picking up today, and that chilly April, my goodness, it continues. So the Skywatch radar, the showers from last night have moved on to the east, and we are still looking at just a little bit of snow coming into the Cascades. They're going to see a little bit more snow today along with our scattered showers, but still not as heavy as we saw yesterday. Still, if you're going over the mountains, please check the current conditions. So as we move into our afternoon hours, we are seeing a little bit of scattered showers starting to roll into our areas. So just keep an eye out for a quick shower or two. Probably the heaviest cell coming through is right around 6 o'clock in our evening hours for Pendleton. As we move into our overnight period, mostly clearing out, but then showers will return as we get to Wednesday afternoon. Just again, folks, very, very quick. Could be a little bit heavier of shower activity Wednesday evening, but still just bits of shower activity coming on in as we still are kind of trying to get through this very odd weather pattern that we've been on for about a month. So we still have that freeze warning that is going to be through 9 a.m. today, 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, and then 9 a.m. on Thursday morning. It's been extended to Thursday. So again, freeze warning is for agricultural folks to protect their crops when the area freezes overnight so they don't lose those crops. So that is why we have that freeze warning in for the next 3 mornings. Below the freezing mark for Ellensburg, still a little warmer in Yakima at 34. The rest of our areas, lower 40s, upper 30s. So pretty much on average with what we saw for this week. So below average is going to be our highs. So for the Tri-Cities area, 67 is the average for all of our areas. At worst, upper 50s like for Ellensburg, other than that in the mid to lower 60s. But we're 10 degrees off our average today, and we're slowly going to improve as we get to our weekend where we should be at or slightly above our average. So hoping for those warmer temperatures this weekend. Winds 15 mile per hour for the Tri-Cities right now, Connell 14. We do expect 15 to 25 mile per hour winds as we get to our afternoon and early evening. Then those will wane into our overnight hours, and the winds will be waning as we head towards our weekend. So we're just around 10 or so miles per hour tomorrow and just slowly going down to Saturday and then back to around 10 for Sunday. So a little bit of breezy conditions on the way. So folks, tax day is here. Got to postmark your taxes if you haven't done so by midnight tonight. NFL Draft on ABC coming a week from Thursday. Mother's Day, 26 days away. So for our highs today, we're about a degree or so off of yesterday. Mid-50s for the Yakima Valley, 50 for Ellensburg. In the Mid-Columbia, we are in the mid to upper 50s. And over in the Blue Mountain region, we're especially cooler, mid to lower 50s. 7-day forecast for Yakima. Do get ready for just slowly starting to warm up back to our average as we get to our weekend. More sunshine than not, but again, small scattered showers possible tonight and tomorrow night. And overnight lows will finally improve Thursday late night into Friday. In the Tri-Cities area, we do expect to get back to the 60s Wednesday and hopefully those 70s by our weekend. So folks, get ready for windy conditions, 15 to 25 mile per hour, especially in our afternoon and early evening. Some scattered showers in our PM hours, and just get prepared for cooler temperatures yet again today.
The trial of the man accused in the 1991 murder of a teenager who was found dead near her Washington high school started Monday. Patrick Leon Nicholas was charged with first-degree murder and rape in 2019, nearly 30 years after the teen's death. Natalie Swaby reports.
On the stand, a mom details the moment she learned what happened to her 16-year-old daughter, Sarah Yarborough.
When we got there, that was when they told us that her body had been found.
Laura Yarborough says it happened on a weekend when Sarah had stayed behind while the family traveled out of town for a soccer tournament. She was discovered on December 14th, 1991.
Sarah Yarborough fought for her life that morning, where she was sexually assaulted, where she was strangled, and where she was killed.
Prosecuting attorney Celia Lee says the man who killed her is Patrick Nicholas.
Patrick Nicholas doesn't and has never matched the description.
That argument from defense attorney David Montez. Prosecutors say nearly 32 years ago, Sarah, a member of the drill team, drove to her high school campus in Federal Way for a Saturday morning invitational. She arrived early.
After leaving the safety of her car, Sarah was encountered by her assailant.
Lee says that man forced Sarah into a nearby embankment. Shortly after, two boys, ages 12 and 13, were cutting through campus.
All of a sudden, they saw a man pop up out of the embankment, the bushes.
The boys said the man walked away, and as they moved closer, they saw Sarah's body. What followed was a large-scale police investigation, thousands of tips, but no arrest until investigators turned to a forensic genetic genealogist and used direct-to-consumer DNA test data to generate investigative leads. Nicholas was identified and followed by investigators who were there when he discarded a cigarette.
That discarded cigarette from Mr. Nicholas was a match.
It was absolutely the first case ever used genetic genealogy.
In 2019, Nicholas was arrested. Today, his defense attorney says the police investigation had lots of false leads.
They used technology that is not only unproven, but just wacky, really.
Montez says his client is innocent.
He's not the person that killed Sarah.
A proposal to set up more resources for family members of people who go missing is on its way to the governor. The bill is named in part after 4-year-old Lucian Munguia, who disappeared from a Yakima park last fall. His body was found months later. The bill's sponsor says she was inspired to act when she saw the struggle that Lucian's family went through, trying to figure out what steps to take and what to expect in the process. This proposal would direct the state to set up a website giving family members that type of information. When we come back to North Carolina, teenagers make a discovery dating back nearly 1,000 years. What this piece of history could reveal next.
Homeowners, Washington is moving to renewable power. Consider an investment in green energy. Rooftop solar with Solar Power Northwest, a true one-stop shop. Solar Power Northwest, a better way to solar.
One day, I will rock that swimsuit.
Your one day is closer than you think. From fresh meals to one-on-one coaching, Jenny Craig is Weight Loss Made Simple.
Your one day starts today.
When it comes to supplying the farm, come to Northwest Farm Supply. Your hometown store has a wide selection of everything egg-related. Plus, we're the largest Purina dealer in Hermiston. Products you trust from people who care. Northwest Farm Supply in Prosser, Hermiston, and Othello.
At Honda, we offer complimentary maintenance for 2 years or 24,000 miles. Just enjoy the ride, knowing we cover routine items like oil changes, tire rotations, and multi-point inspections. Honda Service Pass, available to purchasers of all 2023 Honda vehicles. Get yours today.
What is a leader? Someone who has backbone, resilience, determination, to put a stake in the ground and get their hands a little dirty. Arrow Construction Supply has been the Northwest's leading provider of asphalt, concrete, and erosion control industries. From homeowner do-it-yourself to large commercial projects, we have everything for sale or rent to get the job done. Your locally owned and operated Arrow Construction Supply, leading the way and hitting our mark for 30 years.
This week, look who's coming live to GMA. Emmy winner from Abbott Elementary, Cheryl Lee Ralph. Woody Harrelson and Justin Theroux live. And Ray Romano live.
I love it.
All on.
Good morning, America.
Take advantage of all the tax credits you can, including the new Washington State Working Families Tax Credit. You could get up to $1,200 back on state taxes already paid. Visit workingfamiliescredit.wa.gov.
Are you tired of clean clothes that just don't smell clean? Downy Unstoppable's In-Wash Scent Boosters keep your laundry smelling fresh way longer than detergent alone. If you want laundry to smell fresh for weeks, make sure you have Downy Unstoppable's In-Wash Scent Boosters.
Pure Filtration Products is your Inland Northwest air quality specialist. We offer filtration products for all your commercial, industrial, and manufacturing needs. From cooling towers to industrial dust collection systems, commercial buildings, schools, hospitals, or manufacturing facilities, we have you covered. Call today and schedule your free facility site evaluation. We'll send a certified air filter specialist to your site to evaluate your filter requirements. Call or click today. Pure Filtration Products.
Live with Kelly and Mark today at 9 on Cap KView.
All right, folks, let's head closer to home as we're getting some light on this Tuesday morning. So for all of our areas, mostly sunny skies, but still that chance of seeing some spotty showers as we get to our afternoon and evening hours. Our highs are a little cooler than yesterday by about a degree, mid to lower 50s, pretty much across the board, folks. So a well off average day, about by 10 degrees off our normal temperatures for this time of year. So a little bit of cloud coverage, a little bit of sun, and we do have winds 15 to 25 mile per hour expected for all of our areas as we head into our afternoon and evening. So get ready for a windy and possibly just minorly wet day and cool ahead.
A piece of Native American history has been unearthed in North Carolina, all thanks to two teens enjoying a day outside.
A 1,000-year-old Waccamaw, Indian dugout canoe could shed new light on the Tar Heel State's history. Zach Solon explains.
Got it. Hands up. Keep it.
This canoe, pulled from Lake Waccamaw Wednesday, is a symbol of nearly 1,000 years of Native American culture in southeastern North Carolina. Michael Jacobs is the chief of the Waccamaw Siouan tribe.
All of our tribal members that contribute.
He says it's rare to find pieces of history like this one.
That canoe at 28 feet long would have carried a many a brave. We feel like in our heart it's a history that we're still exploring and understanding because this is the first time we've had access.
The discovery unexpected. Eli Hill is one of 3 teenagers who stumbled upon it while swimming in the lake during the summer of 2021.
We were throwing mussels at each other, and I stepped on it, and I thought it was a log, and I tried to pick it up, and it never came up, so we kept digging at it, and it just kept going. And then the next day we came back, and we started digging some more, and it just kept going.
State archaeologist John Mintz says that led to a lengthy removal process, but it was worth it in the end.
This canoe is about 1,000 years old, and it's a southeastern Indian canoe, and it's originated from this area. So we wanted the local Indian group to be part of it and share with the agency of it.
The canoe will be taken to a lab in Greenville to be preserved, studied, and hopefully share its secrets.
The use of this dugout canoe is one of those things we're looking forward to examining it, run some tests on it, and really finding out and going back to our elders and getting the history of it to where we can teach the truth to our people and know that we've got concrete evidence to stand on.
Our praise, our peace, our joy.
While Hill and his friends recognize the weight of their discovery,
I realized how much it actually meant to people. I realized that it means more to them than it does to me. So I just thought it was a really cool experience for all of them and just to be a part of that.
Members of the Waccamaw Siouan tribe are grateful.
Our history is still unfolding. When colonial made contact, colonists made contact